Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So, considering this is my first video and I'm going to make something from Canada, I felt this was kind of appropriate and funny and cute. So the first thing that I'm going to make for you guys is something that if you've ever been anywhere east of Ontario, you've probably heard people talking about them. They're called beaver tails. And I remember the first time that I ever talked to anyone who wasn't from Canada about beaver tails, you can probably guess what they were thinking. No, this is my disclaimer, I'm not actually eating the tail off of a beaver. So beaver tails are sort of like a religious experience here. Essentially, what a beaver tail is it is a bread dough that's sweetened that is then fried and rolled into either sugar or sugar mixed with cinnamon or chocolate. I know putting them with honey is really popular too. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is, like any bread dough, you're going to want to start out with a small bowl and you're going to want some warm water. So for this recipe you're going to need about 2 tablespoons of immediately warm water. Like I said, you're going to want to use 1 1/4 teaspoon into the water, but before we do that we're just going to take a small pinch of sugar because yeast needs heat. But after you add your yeast into your water, just give it a quick little stir. So you just want to make sure that you've got it all mixed in, really well incorporated. Now you do have to let this sit. Yeast usually typically has to sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. You're going to want to take 1 cup. You're going to want to measure your milk into a pot. You're going to heat it. Not going to boil it. Or warm. Okay, so now that we have our milk starting to heat on the stove, what we're going to do is we're going to get our other ingredients ready. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of this regular old white granulated sugar. 1 tablespoon. And 1 teaspoon of white sugar. You're going to want to do about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then you want to do 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take 1 egg. You're going to want to beat it. I usually like to let my eggs sit out for just a few moments, just to let them get to room temperature. You're going to want to pour that in with your sugar and your vanilla and the salt. And give that a quick little stir. Beat everything together. So now that you're starting to beat all this together, what you're going to do, don't want to lose my fork, is you're going to want to take some oil, whether it's olive oil or vegetable oil, it really doesn't matter. So we're just going to take a tablespoon and a teaspoon of oil. Throw that in. Now you're just going to beat away at this until most of the sugar has dissolved. Okay. So this is kind of, I'm going to bring it over and show you guys in case you've never worked with yeast before. So this is kind of what you want for yeast. You want it to be creamy and you really want a big heavy foam layer on the top. I just realized I'm not even showing you guys that. So that's kind of what you want with the yeast. Since the yeast is where I want it to be, I'm actually going to dump it right into this mixture I have. Just give this a mix. And by now, our milk should be warm. Yep. It's warm. Just because I don't want to cook the egg, I'm going to add this milk really slowly. So this recipe calls for 1 1/4 cups of flour. This recipe is going to make 5 beaver tails. These things are literally that good. They're addicting, is what they are. They're extremely addicting. You kind of eat one, and you're like, oh, that was good. And then 5 minutes later, you're like, holy crap, that was good. I really need another one. So I'm going to add a little bit at a time. Because what you want to do is you want to go until the dough is too stiff to like add any more. And then you're going to want to turn it in a flour circle. I'm going to take a little bit of flour. I'm going to dust and knead away. Okay. As you can see, it's not sticky. So you're just going to want to take maybe half a tablespoon. You're just going to want to quickly oil a bowl just to stop the dough from sticking. What I want to do now is just find a warm place in your house. Cover the ball of dough with a tea towel or something, a clean cloth. I want to let it sit. So I am going to let my dough raise, and I will see you all in a half an hour. So it's been an hour, and the dough has significantly risen. It's double the size. So what we're going to do is I have some regular old canola oil or vegetable oil, and I have a heavy bottomed metal pan. These heat really thoroughly and evenly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat way up. And now. On to preparing the dough. What you're going to want to do is I just want to punch the dough down. I got oil over my fingers there. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pinch off almost like an egg size. This is roughly the size I'm going with, which is just about roughly the size of my hand. I'll do these up while the oil is heating, and then I will come back when it's time to fry them. So I'm back. I've adjusted the temperature on my heat, and as you can see, this one has puffed up beautifully. So it should take roughly about 1 minute to 2 minutes on each side. And then while I was waiting, I've put a couple spoonfuls of sugar into a large container. And this dough is something you can make a day or two in advance. I don't recommend that you make these up, like cook them up an hour or anything in advance, because they will start to go soggy like any other fried good. And there you go. A Canadian beaver tail. It should be empty on the inside, nice and fluffy. I'm going to finish frying up what I have, and I will rejoin you guys when I'm done. So here's the finished product. It's crunchy, it's crispy, and it's delicious. Now, I will put the recipe in the description box down below. I only cooked up a little bit of my dough. The rest of it is in a bag in the fridge. It'll keep for about 2 to 3 days. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and a like and subscribe. My Patreon page will be linked down below in the description box as well, and an annotation up here. If you like this video and would like to see more, please go over to my Patreon page and consider supporting me. It would be a great help. And please make sure you subscribe to stay tuned. I will try to put out my next video as soon as I possibly can. I hope to see you next time. Bye!